What's up, Screamtown? My name is Kyle Albrecht, and in response to Matt's call out for some actor videos, throwing this thing together tonight. Been at Screamtown, this will be my fifth year, fifth year, and I work in Oakwood Forest. Started off as an actor inside my first year, and then did a little stint the second year as line lead for one weekend, and then worked the haunt that year, and then I've been line lead over there underneath the lead actor Josephine since ever since my second year. So third, fourth, and now we'll see what happens for the fifth year. So what I thought I would add is what Matt kind of brought up in his request for videos was the conversation he and I had at the actor party at his house on what he always talks about, the P.O.P Scare. So, finding your spot, popping out at the guests, and giving them everything you got. So probably about middle to end of my first year, Matt would always talk about the P.O.P Scare when we'd meet under the big top tent back then. How important he thought the pop element was, and so I mentally chewed on that for most of that first year, and somewhere near the middle to end came up with an acronym. My brain just thinks that way, I guess. So P.O.P Scare, P.O.P. So the first P is position. The O would be own it. And then the third P, pursue. So in the terms of position, find a good spot and use it. Mark it out. Find where the right spot to hide is going to be in the zone that you're given inside the attraction you're working. I actually took my heels and toes and dug out a little rut in the ground so that when I was in the heat of things running the nights where we're like 20 seconds or less, I could walk back to that rut and find my spot and start from there every time. I was hidden well. No one could see me as they approached. I had a viewpoint up the path from me, so I could see who was coming. Is it a group of teenage girls? Is it a group of grown adults? Are they rowdy? Are they acting scared and all they're doing is getting scared by static props or whatever? So position. Own it. So own it. I quickly that year came up with a name. I came up with a backstory. It's grown since that year for the character that I portray. Developed this whole sense of who I am when I'm in the haunted house, and that makes it easier to own the portrayal of whatever it is you're trying to be. A zombie, a beast out in the forest, a dead doctor, an alien, whatever it is. If you know who you are, you can own it, and your performance is going to be 10 times better. And just having all that, you're never going to give more than half or even 3/4 or more of your idea, your story to anybody who's coming through, of course, because we've got like 20 seconds. But it builds a confidence inside you, I think, or it did in me. I am Sicklesar. I am the character that I'm trying to come out here and be and scare people as. And that made it a hell of a lot more fun. Those nights where it's 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. It's hotter than hell. You're sweating balls. Or it's raining, or it's snowing, or whatever nature or the guests throw at you. And with all I feel like with all of that development to own who I am, it makes it 10 times more fun for me. The second P, I initially thought of it as poop all over. Poop. Poop it on them. Poop all over the guests. But for sake of making it sound a bit more professional, I guess. Matt always talks about pursuing. Do what you find your spot, jump out, do your thing, scary phrase, and then pursue them. And that's sort of pooping all over them. Pursue them to the extent that you can, so you're not trapped too far away from your spot. But you know, the whole, Matt says it all the time, the high five the actor next to you. Pursue, 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 pursue. Position, own it, and pursue. And this is going over 3 minutes. I'm sorry, Matt, but last thing that I would say to help you own whatever it is you decide to be, or whomever you decide to be, put some time and thought into your character, into your costume. I'm making a mask this year by scratch, clay sculpture, molding it, casting it, and a latex mask is going to be made from my own head. You don't have to go that far. I know not everybody has resources or the time, but put some thought into it. The costume that just, in my opinion, the costume that ends up being something thrown together within the last 4 days before opening night or the first night you're scheduled is the tougher character to try to make believable to the guest, because you don't really have time to own it if you follow the P.O.P process. You don't have time to own it, so you don't really know who you are, and you're just sort of floating and just coming together, if it even happens for you, over the 13 nights, or if you're doing all 19 nights or whatever. But put some time and thought into your character, into your costume. Buying it at a big store like Walmart or Spirit Halloween, you know, all of our guests shop these stores. A lot of them are probably gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, I know where you got that. I thrift store shop, garage sale. If I do happen to buy something, I dismantle the thing down and customize it into something completely different. Because, and this will be the last point I make, fear is what we're looking for. Guests will have a much more enjoyable time if they're afraid. That's what they're paying for. And so when we can develop a character in a 20-second time frame with that guest that scares the crap out of them, you won, and you did the job that Matt's asking us to do. And fear, the unknown, we fear things we don't know. The more familiar we are with something, the easier we can categorize it in our mind and in our psyche, and then build up a little less impact to what sort of fear response it might give us, if that makes any sense. But that's it. I figured I'd throw this video together because I thought Matt had a great idea. We talked and chatted about it at the actor party. Pop. That Pop Scare does it. My first year, I'd never done a haunted house before, so I put a lot of the elements that Matt would talk about every night, all the time, under the big top before we went live. I put it into action slowly but surely over the first and second year, and it works. And then designing this whole position, own it, and pursue element to the Pop Scare and into my character, Sicklesar, has just made my Screamtown nights 10 times more freaking awesome. And if you're having fun, if you're having a blast, if you're getting into it, then your performance is going to reflect that, and the guests are going to absorb that, and they'll be talking to Matt or whomever flags them on their way out for the night, and they'll say, hey man, that person, that thing out there over in Circus, or over in Apocalypse, or over in Spawn, or over in Oakblood, or Abandon, or wherever you're at, that got me, man. That frickin' got me. And then you won. So that's my video. 9 minutes. Dang. Sorry, Matt. Looking forward to seeing everybody at orientation. Have fun, guys. post your stuff as you do your creations. Post them on the Actor website for others to be inspired. Selfie style, shots of your creative process, whatever. Full-on videos, whatever. We all need that. We all will just chew on the inspiration from everybody else getting amped up and inspired for whatever they're doing. So post them up. Awesome. See you guys.